I'm done. Okay, good night. Actually, I'm a musicologist, and but don't groan. I'm not your ordinary average musicologist because I am a mind-reading musicologist, right? Yeah. Now I know what you're thinking because that's what I do. You're thinking, what the heck is a mind-reading musicologist? Let me explain. First, the musicologist part goes like this. 55 years ago, this very week, on April 4th, 1964, one band dominated the Billboard charts with the top 5 singles, and it's never ever been done before, and it's never been done again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That band, the Beatles, and those songs, Can't Buy Me Love, Twist and Shout, She Loves You, I Want to Hold Your Hand, and Please Please Me. Oh yeah, boom, the Beatles. That's the musicology part. The mind-reading part goes like this. Sir, please think of your favorite artist, musician, band, whatever. You don't have one? You're much better at it? Okay. Think of your favorite musician, artist, band. Just think of it, clear your mind out, and think, look at me. Okay. For the first time, please, nice and loud, name your favorite, what musician were you thinking of? Billy Joel, that is correct. Thank you very much. That's the mind-reading part of it. Now you're probably wondering, how did I get here? I'll tell you how. I've spent 40 years of my life working in and around the music business, been very passionate about music, and in fact, the last 5 years I worked for the Grammys, which means you are currently looking at a 5-time Grammy Award attendee. Pretty impressive, huh? And that's no joke. Now, in my studies, I don't just study musicians and how they lived. That's, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, what's not to enjoy there, but that's just for the adults. For the kids, of course, something much more tame, just sex and drugs. No rock and roll, because rock and roll is dead, so they say. Speaking of dead, I have a little obsession that I'd like to share with you about musicians. And that, simply said, is I have an obsession with dead musicians. And more importantly, how they died. It's very, very interesting, very, very odd. I've got a collection of some of my notes that I'd like to share with you about some of these dead musicians, if you will. Yeah, Jim Carroll Band. Okay, so first off, Joey Ramone here. Joey Ramone died of cancer. Now, there's nothing unusual about Joey Ramone dying of cancer, unfortunately. The weird thing is, though, is that Johnny Ramone died of cancer, Tommy Ramone died of cancer, 3 out of the 4 original Ramones all died of cancer. They all went to school together and grew up in Queens, Forest Hills. I'm not saying anything bad about Forest Hills, however, I'm not planning on any vacation in Forest Hills anytime soon. Whitney Houston, anybody remember how Whitney Houston died?
Bathtub.
She drowned in the bathtub, that's right, the night before the Grammys. She had a little help from some substance, but she drowned in the bathtub in 2012. Dennis Wilson, Beach Boy, the only Beach Boy that knew how to surf, drowned in Marina Del Rey. He was drunk, he dove off the pier, tried to retrieve something that he dropped in the water a couple years prior, he drowned. Brian Jones, original Rolling Stone member, he drowned in a pool, and he drowned at the age of 27. Now, there's something significant about the age of 27 because a lot of famous artists have died at the age of 27. Jim Morrison died at the age of 27. Janis Joplin died at the age of 27. Jimi Hendrix choked on his own vomit. He died at the age of 27. He suffocated on his own vomit. Which reminds me, I am available for children's birthday parties and funerals if you have the inclination. Thank you. Amy Winehouse also died at the age of 27. 25 years ago today, Kurt Cobain from Nirvana died at the age of 27. Also sad. Speaking of, and he died, unfortunately, at his own hands with a shotgun. Now, speaking of guns, John Lennon died at the hands of a crazed fan in 1980. Selena, she died at the hands of her crazed fan club president at 1995, Marvin Gaye. Does anyone remember how Marvin Gaye died? His father shot him. Yes, his father shot him with a gun in 1984. Tupac Shakur assassinated in Las Vegas. Notorious B.I.G. assassinated right here in Los Angeles. Justin Bieber. I like to think of myself as an optimist on this one, so I just have this one ready, just in case. Buddy Holly died in a plane crash the day the music died in 1959. Patsy Cline died in a plane crash. Stevie Ray Vaughan didn't like flying in planes. He took a helicopter. He died in a helicopter crash. Johnny Cash died of a broken heart. So you can see David Bowie, Prince, Tom Petty, Elvis Presley, Richie Valens, Chris Cornell, Michael Jackson. I've got quite an obsession here with dead celebrities. Now, we're going to try a little experiment tonight. We're going to try a little experiment where we're going to try and resurrect one of these dead celebrities. And I'm going to need the help of someone in the audience. And I think you'd be the perfect... What's your name, please? Judith? Judy. Judy, can you come on up here and join me, please? Give her a nice round of applause, everybody. We're going to resurrect the dead. Now, Judy, where are you from, Judy? From Scottsdale, Arizona. All right, well, thanks for coming. And what do you do when you're not resurrecting the dead, Judy? She's a nurse. Well, this is perfect. She's a nurse. She understands this whole process. Very, very good. Thank you for coming up. Now, Judy, please take a look at those dead musicians there and just kind of verify that they are who I said they were. And you can feel free to kind of mix them up if you wish. What we're going to do is we're going to have you take them and put them in separate piles. Oh, sorry about that. 2 separate piles. Just like that. About even, right? We're going to eliminate some dead bodies right now. And we're going to do that with this. You know what that is? That is... It's a net. Now, I am an influencer. I'm a music influencer. When I worked in a record store, I would convince people to buy things that they never knew that they wanted when they come in. For instance, if they came in and they wanted to buy George Winston, the latest album, I would steer them also to the latest Elvis Costello album. This was in the 1980s. If they came in asking for the latest Kenny G album, I'd also try and sell them a Dead Kennedys album, you know, just to see if I could get that, the better stuff in their hands. I'm going to try and influence you tonight, Judy. And I'll tell you what, I've got a little prediction. Inside this envelope is a photograph of one of these dead musicians. I'm going to have you stand on this so that I can't get to it. So it's protected. And in a minute, I'm going to count down from 3 and say go. And when I do, I want you to dump either the left hand or the right hand cards into this net. It's totally up to you, or at least you think it is. You ready? Get a little countdown.
Number 9.
Pay no attention to the...
Number 9. Number 9.
Look at me, Judy.
Number 9. Number
You ready?
Number 9.
All right.
Number 9.
3, 2, 1, go. Ooh, she dumps in the left hand cards. She got rid of Buddy Holly and several others. Good job, good job. All right, take those, separate them again into 2 separate piles, left hand and right hand, about even. Once again, you're going to look at me, and you're going to get rid of one of those piles, and I'm going to try to influence you and see.
Number 9. Number 9.
Clear your... Ooh, she didn't even wait for the 3, 2, 1, go.
Number 9.
We are down to... What are we down to? We got just a handful of cards here. We're down to just a handful of bodies. If you would do me a favor, Judy, please just touch one of those dead musicians. That one right there. Is that the one you want? You sure? All right, hold your hand out like that for me, please. And Put your other hand on top of it so I can't get to it. Very good. And if you would have picked one of these others, you could have had Stevie Ray Vaughan, David Bowie, Justin Bieber, but you picked that one right there. All right, for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to reveal what dead musician we are going to resurrect this evening. Judy, nice and loud, you can... Who do you have? Ooh, Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley died of a heart attack 1977 while sitting on the toilet. Boy, can I relate to that. Now, I mean, there have been several times when I've been feeling like a heart... Oh, never mind. I won't go into it. But now, I said that there's a prediction in that envelope that you've been standing on this whole time. Now, Judy mixed all those cards. She tossed some cards, she tossed some more cards. She got it narrowed down to one dead musician, Elvis Presley. May I have the envelope, please? Now, Judy, when you get back to your seat and you see this picture of Elvis Presley and you hear everybody cheering and laughing and applauding, and you're going to wonder, did he switch that out when I wasn't looking, when I was going back to my seat? I guarantee you I did not. And with that, please, Judy, when you go back to your seat, don't leave your eyes off of this envelope. I'm going to put it way up high here. Please, everybody, give Judy a nice round of applause for helping me out. Don't take your eyes off the envelope. The prediction. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Judy, she took the dead musicians, she verified them, she mixed them up, she tossed them aside, she narrowed it down to one dead musician. And that dead musician was Elvis Presley. Inside here is a photo of Elvis Presley. It's a recent photo. It's recent. It took a lot of digging for me to get this photo, but I found it, and it's Elvis Presley. You guys, you don't believe me?
Now we do.
Check out the pelvis, right? It's Elvis. I'm telling you, it's Elvis. You guys still don't believe me, right? How cool would it be if I could turn this around and show you a photo of Elvis Presley? Wouldn't that be cool? I wish I could. No. If I could, one day it's going to look something like this. Elvis Presley, ladies and gentlemen. Elvis Presley is in the building. Judy, thank you so much. My name is Morrison. His name is Elvis, and together... Thanks again, everybody. Sophie, thanks for putting this together. Scott, thanks for doing sound. You guys are awesome. Thanks for putting up with my superior music knowledge. You all rock. I gotta roll. More music to come.